Highland Homes is one of our favorite builders. And before we get inside this lovely home, I just want to show you something outside on the front porch that I really do like. And I was just telling my husband, Brandon, the cameraman, that what I like about this is the double arch. It's open here on the front porch. Yes, everything here is a little bit smaller and cozy, but that's what I really like about it. This to me just gives it a little bit of an old school nostalgic look. So just wanted to show you that before we get in. And I absolutely love this front door. I know it's a lot of glass. People can see inside your home, but I'm a big fan of letting as much natural light into a home as possible. So as I mentioned, my husband is Brandon. I am Jennifer, and we help a lot of people around the United States from New York, New Jersey, California, Atlanta. We've got people from Washington, all around the United States looking to make a move here to the North Fort Worth, North Dallas area. We absolutely love doing that. If you have any questions about anything that we talk about in this video, all of our information is in the description below. All right, so let's take a look at this beautiful Highland home. This house is 2273 square feet. It is 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath with a dedicated office as well. It is a 2-story home, so we'll go upstairs later. But for now, we just came through the foyer, and I want you to notice that these floors are going to flow throughout the house. Now, with Highland Homes, keep in mind that you do get to go to the design center. So things like the floors, the color of the cabinets, the countertops, the backsplash are all things that you get to pick out on your own. So as soon as we come into the home, you are greeted by this beautiful kitchen and this massive island. This is a pretty big island, y'all. They have 4 bar stools around here. You could easily tuck another one in here if you needed to, but I'm a big fan of large islands, especially if you do have something like a stove or a sink in the island, that you have even more space for prep, for a nice charcuterie board with some wine tasting. That would be awesome right here. But I do love this kitchen, like I said, because of the island, farm style sink, this industrial size faucet. We have one of these in our home. Highly, highly, highly recommend. I love that. And I like what they have going on here with the dual color cabinets. Normally I like things to be one color, but it really, really works here with the black and the white and this black backsplash. You will notice that the cabinets do go all the way up to the ceiling, and we'll show you the ceiling in the living room in just a minute because it's pretty tall, but I like that it has dropped here in the kitchen because it just gives it a much more cozy feeling. I like that the cabinets can go all the way to the ceiling because of that, and that they've chosen to put glass up here that just opens it up somewhat. So remember, in Pecan Square in this community, you do get a gas range or a gas cooktop. This is a gas neighborhood. And then right behind me, you're going to have your pantry and your built-in microwave and oven. And I like how they utilize this space over here, that they have built-ins right next to the oven and the microwave. So that's some more storage. You can use it for additional pantry space, whatever you needed. And then you have your refrigerator. And one little surprise, I just noticed that since this island is so big, this makes a lot of sense that they would have even more storage over here on the side with the cabinets and the drawers. So Pecan Square is a master plan community in the city of Northlake, Texas. Northlake, Texas is just 30 minutes north of Fort Worth and about 35 minutes from the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. So very conveniently located in the North Dallas, North Fort Worth area. So because it's north of Fort Worth, it is on the west side of the Metroplex. So the base price of this house is around $484,000. Now these are 40-foot lots. So in the 40-foot lot area, the Highland Homes range anywhere from about $425,000 to about $500,000. Now, if you took this home and put it in Dallas or Frisco, Salina or Prosper, that price is going to go way up, but yet it's the same builder and you get amazing amenities that we'll talk about later in the video Pecan Square offers. Okay, but for now, we just showed you this beautiful kitchen. Now we're going to make our way to this dining area. I love that there's some separation between the kitchen and the living room. So your living room is not right up into the kitchen. I'm not really a big fan of that. I like there to be some separation, and this house definitely offers that. We have a beautiful bench seating here. And you know what is very interesting is about 70 to 80% of homeowners, at least in the master bedroom, prefer a bench seat. So I'm going to say that it's probably pretty preferable here as well. So remember that when you get to make decisions on your Highland home, to think about resale. Buyers really like that. So we've made our way from the kitchen to the breakfast area and dining, beautiful windows. Now we are in the heart of the home, which is the living room. The ceilings are very tall, very high. Brandon, if you want to show them how tall they are, opening up this space. And on the other side, you can see just a little bit upstairs. So you still have some privacy, maybe some sound protection there, but yet it's still open enough as well. Plenty of space in here for a sofa, chairs, your television over here. And then behind me, we won't go back here, but we do have the garage back here, and then this beautiful little patio area back here as well, and the backyard, which we'll see that in just a minute. As a reminder, anytime you are thinking about new construction or going to look at model homes, make sure you take your realtor with you on the very first visit. Sometimes builders won't let you be represented by one at all if you don't do that. And we think it's very important to have someone advocating for you and someone that's on your side and helping you navigate the process of new construction. We just had a client recently that had they not been represented, they would have lost their new home. But we were able to save the day with about 2 or 3 hours to spare. So it's very important that you do that. And there's incentives that we talked about earlier that come and go. And so you definitely want to reach out to us if this is something you're considering to see what the current incentives are. So another one of my favorite spaces is always going to be the master bedroom, and I really like this one. This one is one of the more cozier ones that I've been into. It does still have the nice windows on each side that let some light in, but for some reason this one just feels kind of like a nice warm blanket. Even though it is very spacious, this is a king size bed, good size bed with 2 good size nightstands on either side. I always like to show that to you so you can kind of get a good idea of how large the room is. Plenty of room for a dresser. There's even a chair behind Brandon, but there's just something about this space that just feels warm and feels cozy and inviting. I really, really like it. And they also chose to do shiplap on the wall. Now, I know some people think this is too farmhouse or too traditional, but that is not the case. You can always mix it like they did with metals. There's ways to take a wall like this and keep it farmhouse, or you can mix it with things that are traditional.
Or
not traditional, more modern, like the window that's.
Or you could do wallpaper instead.
Or you could do wallpaper. I am a huge fan of wallpaper. In fact, I think when we get home today, we might actually be putting up some new wallpaper in our office. But I do like that as well. But I like mixing it with things that are a lot more modern, just to give it a more eclectic look. All right, so let's head over into the bathroom. We're going to keep with this black and white or cream and white theme going on here, which is classic, timeless. Huge fan of that. You have a nice soaking garden tub. And you know what they did right in this tub, hun? They actually positioned this one correctly. Not every builder does this. You could put a television screen right here and actually see it. A lot of times it's flip-flopped or there isn't wall space on both sides and you can't see the TV. So I like how they did this here. They were smart. Your back is here and you can actually see TV. Nice soaking tub there. Huge fan of that. Dual sinks here. Beautiful cabinets. I love the black. Oh, I like actually the black on black here. Beautiful tile that flows throughout the bathroom, and they took the tile in the shower all the way up to the ceiling. Always do that, whether you're remodeling a home, whether you're buying a home, a brand new one, take your tile all the way to the ceiling. It just finishes out and makes it look more luxurious. Of course, you're going to have a toilet room here with a door, and what they've done on this one, which I really like, is the open linen cabinet is in here. So it's tucked away. It's not necessarily open to the rest of the bathroom. And of course, you're always going to have a nice, spacious walk-in closet that has enough clothes for everyone, I think.
Enough clothes?
Enough clothing space. So coming off of the front door, you do have the stairs right by the front door, which I am okay with because it's not in your face. I like that they're still tucked away. And what I also like about this is they're tucked away from the rest of the house. So one thing I also noticed about this house is instead of the doors being your standard 8-foot height, hun, is that what they normally are? Is about 8 feet. These are a lot taller. I'm a big fan of that as well because it just adds to the character of the home, gives it more detail and more visual appeal. So as we're taking a tour of the upstairs, we're going to talk a little bit about Pecan Square, where it's located and everything that it offers. But first I want to just show you something that I'm a really big fan of, and that's that this is open to the foyer. And what I like about this is as you walk in to this traditional home, this space makes it look just a little bit more modern. So as I mentioned before in the video, Pecan Square is located in Northlake, Texas, which is just north of Fort Worth. This is a master plan community. It's an amazing community. By the way, we have an entire video all about Pecan Square that we will link in the comments or link in the description, so it'll be easier for you to find and go back and take a look at. But Pecan Square is a master plan community. So they're going to have things like, your internet is included in your HOA. There are weekly and monthly events. There are holiday events. They have resort-style pools, splash pad, an amazing fitness center that's actually a fitness center and not just a few, stationary bikes. There's also a building that's called Jackson Hall. Now, Jackson Hall was the original farmhouse that was on this property, and they have kept that, of course, updated it, but it's a great event space, absolutely beautiful. If you homeschool your kids or if you just need a space for them to maybe do some schoolwork, there's a place for that as well. There's also, the greeting house. So the greeting house is a co-working space or just really a working space. If you work from home, that is a great place to just maybe get out of the house and go take a walk to the greeting house. They have television set up there so you can do conference calls, Zoom calls. They even have an IT personnel on staff at this co-working space. There is a lot that's offered here in Pecan Square. Full-time event coordinator. What were some of the events that they have? They have Christmas in July, markets, a Vietnamese market on occasion.
They bring in food trucks during the summer.
Food trucks, that's right. And then they have at least a dozen social clubs for both kids, tweens, teens, adults, 50 plus, really everything you can think of. There's also an open pavilion here with a pizza oven, plenty of parks for the kiddos to play at, and pickleball, volleyball. There is a lot that this community offers. And when it comes to convenience such as restaurants, shopping, grocery stores, and things like that, there's Costco nearby. North Fort Worth just opened up an H-E-B, which is an amazing grocery store that everybody absolutely loves. You've got Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. There are a lot of conveniences, not just a lot of conveniences, but there are more and more shops coming to this area. I just actually got my hair done the other day in Northlake, so it's definitely an established area, but it's also up and coming as well. So in the community of Pecan Square, like I said, it is in the city of Northlake, so it's going to be Northwest ISD. There is an elementary school in the neighborhood. The middle school is currently being worked on, and a high school is coming as well. Right now, it's zoned for Byron Nelson High School. All of these schools are absolutely amazing. You can look that up on niche.com or greatschools.org. They've got some amazing incentives going on right now. $20,000 towards your closing costs, the interest rates that I talked to you about, and on some of the homes that are available now, up to $40,000 off of the sales price. And of course, at the Highland Home, you are going to get a beautiful covered back porch, which is really important when it comes to the Texas heat. But not only that, we have beautiful falls and beautiful springs, so you're definitely going to want to spend time outside in your backyard. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a video all about Pecan Square that we're going to link in the description. So make sure you go back, take a look at that one, and we'll see you on the next one.